Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxanne. I am a makeup artist, and in today's video I will be testing out the Leveler Pore Minimizing Primer from Beauty Blender. This one right here. So if ever you want to know if it is worth buying or not, then keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time that I post a video. So let's get into it right away, and let's bring me just a little bit closer to you for you to see my whole face, bare face, acne, and let's test this product out. Hello! So hello my beauties, how are you doing today? Everything's going super nice, and I decided in today's video that I wanted to try one of the samples that I ordered on Sephora online, which is gonna be the Beauty Blender Primer. It is the Leveler. So the Leveler is a pore minimizing primer, instantly smooth large pores, fine lines, and uneven texture with this featherweight mattifying primer. High-performance silicones create a velvety canvas and a humidity-proof barrier to lock makeup in place so your look lasts. So it is this primer, and as you can see, I have another background because I'm not currently in my studio. I am somewhere else, so I brought everything with me and I'm still filming. One of the reasons why I didn't have a video up Monday, so I'm gonna be posting 2 videos today on Tuesday, so keep it up with this. And of course I'm going to be posting on Instagram, IGTV videos, so keep up with this. If you want to follow me on my social media, everything is going to be listed in the description box, and it's going to be awesome. So let's get into this pore minimizing primer because I am excited to try this. So tell me if you like the brown background or you prefer white too, down in the comments. It is smooth plus fill. So directions: using a damp beauty blender, dab over clean skin before makeup application or wear alone. I can also use my hands. So of course I'm gonna be trying this, and after that we will be battling it in another video with the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer because we have to see which one is the best. The bottle, that's what it looks here, and hopefully it is the good shade that I have because it is a light medium. So I don't know if they have a light one. That might be a little dark for me compared to my skin tone. It's gonna add a little bit of coverage. Trying to open it. It doesn't smell really like anything, so that's good. Okay, so let's apply to the face with the hands. And I can't see anything. It smells I don't know what it smells like. It's kind of it reminds me of the Smashbox primer, but let's see if it blurred anything. I mean, it mattified my skin, but to pore filling, I don't think so. Okay, let's add a little bit more to see what it does. Usually I use my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, so we'll see what I think about it. And yeah, it minimized my pores on this side, but on my forehead, just forget about it, it's still there. So let's try. I'm really packing it on because I want to see if it does any type of difference, but hopefully it does. What I can say for now is that it minimized my pores right here and on my nose a little bit, but on my forehead it's still pretty there. So I'm gonna let it sink in for 1 minute. Okay, so I waited a little bit longer to see if it was becoming oily, and I can already feel the side of my nose getting oily from the primer, especially my nose because it's oily. But I can't wait to see when I put foundation if it's gonna become oily. Just let me do my brows and I'll be right back. Now that my brows are done, it is time to apply the rest of the concealer to my pimples, and then we will place the foundation on top of it. So we will take the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Let's blend the concealer. I can say that it's okay. I just feel like it didn't stay on my pimples as I would want it to, but otherwise it is pretty good for now. I added the concealer a little bit everywhere to add coverage to my foundation like I do usually. But now we will apply a second layer, but with the foundation, to see how it sits on the skin compared to usually. So taking the Born This Way from Too Faced, and we'll just blend with the same brush. I didn't use a sponge just because I felt like I used more the brush than the sponge. So I really want to test it out with what I'm really used to. So what I can say is that the primer added a little bit of coverage, like the redness on my nose was less, but you really have to put a big layer of it. All right, so now that I am looking at the foundation sitting on the skin on top of the concealer, it added more coverage. Of course, it doesn't really stay on the acne, but that is an ongoing problem that we have with any foundation, any primer, or anything like this. If you don't have color corrector, that's what you're probably gonna do. But otherwise, it's pretty good when I look at it. So what do you think? Do you see a little difference? Honestly, I like what it does on the skin so far. We do have to add contour, concealer, everything, and then set it to see if it's actually gonna kick or not. So adding more coverage and more layers of foundation and concealers and contour might change my idea from now. Let's add the concealer and the contour, and then I'll see what it does. And then let's blend the contour first. That everything is done. For now, when I look at my skin, it looks pretty good even on top of everything else. So we will try to set our face without it being cakey. So let's take the Water Weight Press Powder from MAC Cosmetics. I like to press with my fingers, and then I add the powder on top just to make sure that it sets properly and it doesn't creases. Of course, it's gonna crease anyway during the day. You can't really avoid it. Let's add the bronzer. And then we'll put the blush and finish the face. And after, I'll tell you my final thoughts. And then after I finish putting my makeup, which is this one right here. Really simple but bold lip. So sometimes just having some mascara and a bold lip is really nice. So that's what I did. And I want to set it with the Morphe setting spray. And there you go. So that is the final look that I did with the Beauty Blender Pore Minimizing Primer. So let's check if the leveler is up to the level that we want. So pore minimizing, applying foundation beautifully, adding layers to your foundation, concealer, powder, everything. So let me check this. And what's good about my skin is because I have acne. So if you have acne and you are looking for a primer, this one is gonna be deciding if you can use it or not. By the way, my skin is dry, sometimes oily, but it is more on the dry and oily, so combination side. If it is too dry, it's gonna overcompensate by producing oils, and if it's too oily, well, it's too oily, but sometimes it's just dry, cakey, weird. So let's take a look to our foundation, and I'm gonna tell you what I think. So of course, with the beauty lights, you can't really see anything. So what I'm gonna do for you to really see what's going on my skin, I will turn off one beauty light and you will see what's the true colors of this Beauty Blender, the Leveler Primer. When I applied my eyebrows after that, it was kind of oily, applying it on here, which I don't really like, but you can really correct it with concealer when you do your eyebrows and you clean it up. But still, it is harder to apply your brows because it's gonna be slippery when you apply with whatever brow thing that you're applying to. My foundation overall looks pretty. So if you have no acne whatsoever, this primer might be good. Of course, it blurred out my pores right here, here, and here on my nose. So on my cheeks and on my nose. So that is good. And this doesn't want to stay, but whatever. But the one thing that I can say, if you have a pimple somewhere, like I have some here, it's not too bad, but here you can see that the foundation didn't stay on, and it is kind of active acne, so that means it's still hot and inflamed. So because maybe of the heat of the skin and the pimple and the texture that I have on my skin, the foundation did not stay there. As you can see, that's what my skin looks like. Here you can see that the redness is still peeking through, and you have some redness. and it cracks a little bit here. And that's about it. So you just saw my little face up close. But what do I think of this primer? So first of all, if you have no acne, like I said, it could be a good primer for you. Be sure that it won't make you oily, because it makes me kind of oily around the nose. I didn't have that for a long period of time, but I can tell you that you will become oily during the day, because I feel it coming. I feel it coming, and it's gonna come. But overall, the forehead and everything, the pores are blurred out and everything. It still creases a little bit, just because maybe I should put a different moisturizer for me to see. But you know, usually it just cracks sometimes. It's foundation. It's, even though I said it with powder, I have a good primer, everything is still gonna crease during the day. It's normal. Maybe you found your holy grail of foundation and primer and it works, but I didn't find it yet. So I told you this area doesn't want to stay on. So if you have acne, this is not going to be a good primer for you. You really need something that's going to grasp that foundation on you. All right, so I think that foundation might be for you and it might not be for you, like I said. So if you have acne, like I told you, nene, this is not good for you, okay? Don't even try to get it. If you are oily, don't get that foundation, because I'm kind of more on the drier type and I still feel it around my nose that it's gonna come. So if you are dry, it's good for you. If you have acne, it's not good for you. And if you're oily, it's not good for you. So you have to really try it and ask for a sample in the Sephora store if you want to try this primer. But do I recommend this product? It wasn't good enough for me to really recommend it. You can try it for yourself with a sample, but I do not recommend that product. Like, how much is it? I'm gonna go check out the price and I'll tell you there. Jesus. It is $42 for 30 milliliters. Okay, 4 stars out of 5. Skin smoothing primer contains niacinamide to help blur the appearance of redness, large pores, and uneven texture. It is true that it reduces the redness, but if you have acne, let me tell you, like you saw, this ain't gonna work. Well, I do not recommend this product. It's kind of expensive for the thing that it does. If it doesn't even work on acne, what's the point of buying it, really? You're gonna have a pimple and it's just gonna rub off. And I put like a couple of layers. If you only put like a lightweight foundation on top of it, like my concealer was okay on top of it, but even still, you could see it peeking through and it was like, kicking out. So that's what I think. So I do not recommend it. If you want to try it, go take a sample, like I said, because I recommend of trying things before buying it, just because you don't want to regret spending that much money. But I think if you return it to Sephora, they can exchange it. Just ask to be sure that you can return it if ever it really doesn't work and it's bad for your skin. So that's what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment down below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see more of those awesome videos. So I post 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday. And if ever you don't want to miss any video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. So I really love you, beauties, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, beauties.